Well, I certainly hope that you brought your toolbox tonight. You're going to need it because I'm going to transform this 1986 Pontiac Parisienne into what hopefully will be a championship caliber demolition derby car. I've brought my tools. Go get yours. Like I say, you're going to need them. I'm going to walk you through the steps here that are necessary to transform the vehicle into a car that will abide by the rules of the competition. We will be going to a county fair demolition derby here later on in the show, and we'll see just how well my preparations actually will pay off as far as dividends and the success the car will yield. Now, in addition to your tools, you also, as I said just a second ago, you're going to need to have a copy of the rules. Very important that you prepare the vehicle according to the rules, because the last thing you'd want to do is win and have someone strip you of your title, your trophy, or geez, the fortune you might win, say about $175. But, okay, now, on to the basics here. The first thing we're going to do is strip the vehicle of all of its exterior chrome, trim, windows, taillights, headlights, grille, and anything that could fall off, fly off, or possibly become, let's say, a moving projectile into the stands or into maybe perhaps another driver's cockpit area. Now, also, in addition to making the vehicle safe by removing all of the breakables, the chrome, and the sharp objects from the outside of the vehicle, you also, in a sense, help the fairgrounds clean up afterwards because they won't have to pick all these pieces parts out of the mud and everywhere else. So, let's start on the exterior of the car next. I'm going to go change my clothes. Maybe you should do the same. Also, keep some strong hand soap nearby because you're going to need it. Let's start on the chrome taillights and grille next here as we transform old Betsy here into a demolition derby caliber vehicle. I'd like to dispel the old myth, though, that's associated with demolition derbies, and that is that you're supposed to smash the windows out. If you've ever done that, or if you're ever thinking about it, don't, because it puts glass shards everywhere, little pieces onto the ground. You could injure yourself or others. And have you ever tried to clean that mess up? I mean, you get 1,000 little pieces of glass everywhere. Also, when you get inspected at the fairgrounds, they're very persnickety about pieces of glass and dirt that could litter the fairgrounds during competition, and they may send you back and not pass you on your initial inspection if you've got pieces of glass in the door channels everywhere. So I'm going to very carefully remove this window the way that it was put in at the factory, up through the channels, and take it up and out of the door. And voila! One passenger side window removed intact. And when handling it, be very careful you don't bump into anything or anyone, because again, it could splinter and turn into a bunch of little daggers. And I'll also be environmentally conscious here. I'll be recycling all the glass that I've removed from the demo car here today. Well, okay, now I'm in the inside of the car, and I'm stripping out a lot of the cloth upholstery. You can see on the door over here, I've removed the inner door panel, the windings. All that had to come off before I took the window out that you saw a moment ago. Now, I'm about to wrestle the passenger seat out, and sometimes it's like wrestling a 1,000-pound gorilla. So I'm going to try to get this seat out from the passenger side. It's a split bench, and throw this thing out. Give me more room for the battery box. There you can see, there's the seat. Goodbye, baby. Scratch one passenger seat, and that'll make room for the battery box that I'll get to put in here in a minute or two later on in the show. Come competition time, I'll have those green blocks of wood there inside the battery box here with foam protecting the battery so it doesn't ground out. Okay. Now we're getting ready to remove the stock gas tank. Can't have the gas tank in the back of the car because if you hit somebody, boom. So I've already cut the straps with the strap cutters, and I just have to wrestle the thing free. the gasoline left in it. You can see the stock tank. We'll get it out of here. And now, in a minute, I'll start putting the holes in the rear floor and we'll install the fuel cell required by the rules for the Demolition Derby. That being a container not capable of holding more than 3 gallons of gasoline. We'll run new lines under the floor, hook it up to the fuel pump, turn the key here in a second, and we'll see how our new fuel cell works. Firmly strapped to in all places, and I got the fuel line running underneath the floorboards. Alright, I've got my acetylene torch now. It's time to remove the stock exhaust system from the car. That way it won't get hung up on debris out in the bull ring when you're fighting with the other cars. Scratch one tailpipe. Okay, now it's time to comply with the fire safety rules in that I have to put a fire extinguisher or fire hose access hole to the engine compartment should the engine actually catch fire during competition. It's one of those strange rules. I'm not really going to catch on fire, but you know, safety comes first. So we're going to cut a 12-inch radius hole into the hood. Let's watch how that's done. Fire hole complete! Now I had a hole in the floor, didn't want my feet dropping through like Fred Flintstone, so I had to put a big chunk of aluminum sheeting there. Alright, well now I've got all of the tires ready that I'm going to get mounted for the Demolition Derby car. Now I've run past derbies. A lot of these tires are on the wrong bolt spread size-wise as far as being able to bolt onto the car. It's the wrong bolt pattern for the wheels. So I need to get some of this rubber switched around. Let's head it onto the tire place. We'll pick it up in a couple of days.
Hi, this is Brandon and Matt at Brook Park CONRADS, doing some tires for the one-man show and the Demo Derby. We got these set of 4 beat-up rims. We did our best to get the tires on there, threw some inner tubes in there to hopefully they won't go flat and hopefully he'll take the trophy. Unfortunately, we can't offer him road hazard because under policy this is forbidden. But here's Matt to tell you the rest about it.
Well, like this rim right here and this tire, it was pretty hard to get apart. First of all, we had about 3 guys trying to get the upper and lower bead off, and then
this tire was sent back from Iraq.
Yeah, this tire's been through it all, which it's going to go through a lot more, I have a feeling, and I also hope that you guys take the trophy too. See why you didn't want to use that tire?
Why is that?
Oh, I don't know if this thing is going to get you in 5 minutes at the Derby.
Well, after all these hours of work, I finally reached the point of the process now on the Demolition Derby car where I'm going to give it its coat of camouflage paint. Now, you know, traditionally many of us that have been to a demo derby through the years, we've seen where we've painted our girlfriends, our loved ones, our kids. expletives about our boss and our job on the demo car with just a can of spray paint and sort of made it look like a Woodstock picnic car. Well, that's not the case here with your Z-Man. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I try to computer match the paint to the surroundings of where the competition will take place. In this case, the county fairgrounds, about 8:30 at night in a dim-lit, smoky environment under the grandstand lights. So we're going to mix Stonehenge and a combination of umbrella black here to give the paint scheme for tonight's car. I'm going to spray it. Oh, that's not good when you get the paint mist on the $400 camera. Anyway, you're going to watch me now as I'm about to apply the camouflage paint to our demo derby car here tonight on One Man Show. Watch as I apply the paint.
That you are in the right heat and the right show. We have too many cars lining up apparently wherever you want. You must know what heat you're in and which show you are in, and be certain to get in the right heat range.
Zoltan!
What do you know there, huh? How are you, Chris?
Hey, how are you, Mr. Zoltan?
Good.
I don't think you'd want to see an aftershock.
You're not going to be the loser.
I want to make it in the feature, that's my goal.
Yeah? It's your first time, you say, huh?
Yeah,
You nervous?
a little bit.
Yeah.
That's all. I just don't want to go out there and do anything embarrassing, but
Have you ever watched this before out here at the fair?
I watched it since I was like 7.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the announcer to say, "You bet your sweet Pippi." That's one thing that he always says. No, I'm not, where I work, College Tech Prep, we kind of got the idea what's one of the neatest marketing schemes we could get.
Yeah.
I said, well, the fair's coming up. What's at the fair? Demolition Derby. So we'll see. We got some people to donate the paint, which was Harbor Town, and we got a place called Imperial Graphics to do all the lettering.
They did a nice job on it.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to make sure I did is get the Prisoners of War Missing in Action thing with all the. I have some friends in Iraq, and I thought, you know, if something happened to them, I'd feel pretty bad.
I'm Z Zoltai.
I'm Nick Vaughn.
Hi, Nick. Nice to meet you.
Now, what color is your car?
It's the all-black car.
Okay.
And the skull on the hood.
Nice. I like that. I was trying to think of something artsy, but I couldn't think of anything.
Well, like I've told a lot of you back at home, I've been doing this for quite a few years. In fact, this is my 23rd year, 17th at this particular county fair. Chris Hunter now joins me. He's been running for what now, 16 years?
16 years. It's a addicting hobby, you know. You know that as well as I do, Z. It's an addicting hobby, man.
Now, I've already told the folks back at home how many hours I put into my car, man hours, about 70. How many hours did you put into your car? Because you're really prepared here tonight.
I started about 5 weeks with this car, and it was not even stripped out, and I've tried to do a little extra to be competitive, you know, and I couldn't even put a thing on the hours, way too many, but I was up for 24 hours yesterday. That's about all I can say.
That's far more than I'll ever put into this. Without hanging yourself here, what are a couple of the extra things you did to maybe last a little longer?
I run the common headers everybody runs, you know. I run my own fuel line separate, my own switches separate. I run my own aftermarket homemade shifter.
Whoa.
Well, the rear end, the normal stuff, you know.
Drive straight through.
And yeah, try to use my head.
Now the strategy tonight, now you're going to be, folks, Chris is going to be in my heat as well. Now I think he's probably going to last a little bit longer than me. Wait till you see some of the cars in our lineup tonight. But how do you give your chances here this evening?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen because I always believe that anything can happen at any given time to anybody. I mean, I could go out there and break something like that, and, you know, the guy that's the least unprepared could be the winner of tonight's Derby.
Favorite memory of all the years of doing this? There has to be more than one, but try to pick one here. Your favorite memory of all the demolition derbies?
I think that would have to be in '95 when I destroyed a Henrietta Hillbillie Imperial full frame. They made him get out of the car because it was getting a little bad.
I remember that. Let's get a quick shot here of the car. I see you've got Kidney Salvage as a sponsor. Yes. What is Kidney Salvage? And they've been on your car for quite a few years, haven't they?
Yes, I've been running Kidney Salvage for about as long as I've been running. That's a friend of mine, Tim Kidney, in Huntington, Ohio. And he's just a scrap guy, and he's my sponsor.
Excellent. Now, you're going to be a little kind towards me, take it a little easy on the Z-Man?
I think we're all there to do the same thing.
Nice.
But I think me and you are going to be going to the feature Z.
You know it. Chris Hunter, there you have it, in the 128 car. In the first heat in the second show, you're watching One Man Show.
Will be disqualified. Guaranteed. Driver's door, you mean? Driver's door. Okay. I just want to be clear about that. Someone just completely put it up here on the ground. Yeah, is that you, Liz? Okay. Show. Good look out.
Little bit of butterflies, little jittery. It's the uncertainty. Here we go. Lock and load. Got bad brakes. Probably going to lose the brakes early on. Here we go out into the bull ring. We're in the... They're counting us down. Here we go. Jeez, the guy tried to come over from the right side over there.
Oh, she gets nailed in the side by one of the Henrietta Hillbillies.
I don't know if we have any cars on the competition yet. 57 going to call off Lorain Car, number 3. 9604. 67 trying to work up the back.
You're watching One Man Show. I'm Zoltai, and I'm maneuvering for position right now.
Oh, 43 is still in.
Serious hitting here. 43 and a 40 trying to get a little bit. Henrietta Hillbillie up here trying to get one on top. Here comes Gordon. They get the outside car. Then I mean a hit.
Oh, man. Got to get going in the dirt here, in the mud, try to find a position to the corner. The object's not to get hit into the front end, and keep the car running as long as you can. Whoa! Woo-hoo-hoo! Just missed that guy. Whoa!
Yeah! Uh-oh.
Oh, come on, Z.
Oh, he's still going.
Hey, here's a guy I'm gonna get.
Oh, man. 67 car
just a second. Wow, jeez. Give me a break, guys. Demolition Derby on one-man show. Pull up here. This isn't really safe. I wouldn't advise doing this at home, but I gotta clean up the goggles real quick. The antifreeze, well, the water, the coolant's starting to blow up and steam up the inside of the cockpit.
He's had a taste of blood and now he's out for more. We got the countdown going. Yes, he's still alive. Yay!
Oh, man. This is not your average drive on the freeway.
These guys just don't want to stop.
Z is still alive.
Amazing how a little cold water gets their attention. Once again, they see some fire off the front end of this car sitting here. All right, here comes the track official. I think we're getting close to a restart at this point. Once the official is on 3, 2, 1, let's let him go.
And he is He is still alive, but barely.
The number 43 car to number 40. Cork and the number 19 car. Trying to find a place to go. And he got wrapped. 67 in the midst of 67.
Oh, jeez, whoa! I didn't even see him coming.
All right. He's going up here forward. Yeah!
He's going to take a piece of the 67 car.
He's collecting bumpers now. Boom! Yeah!
28 cars to the nice side. 43 is still going. 19 and 40. 67 feet.
Uh-oh.
28 cars. 28 car to number 40 to number 4. Coming back to hit that pink Cadillac.
Uh-oh.
28 and 40 locking up pretty good.
Hopefully he's still alive.
Number 43 trying to get going, having a little difficulty.
Uh-oh. I think we've lost one of the belts here. I got the alternator light. It's gone off, and I think I've lost the back brakes too. You can see the brake warning light there. Uh-oh. Little bit of engine problems. The Z-Man's gonna try to keep it going now. Yeah!
Oh, he goes again. Yes! He's moving once again. Yes, he is hanging in there.
The number 4 car, Ken Green going. The number 19 car here. Henrietta Hillbillie.
We have another fire.
As you can see, you want to get out of that car, it's filling up with smoke. You can see the fire underneath the floor of the right side of the car.
There's your Lincoln.
That car is on fire at this moment. 2, 1, let's see what you got left out there.
Is he still running?
See how many cars are on the 28 car? He drove loose the
Yes! No! No! Uh-oh, it does not look good.
We have the
Yeah! Oh, he's still in there! He is...
Starting to fog up here a little bit in the goggles from the radiator. Those The lights have come on, the radiator lights on, the brake lights on.
43 to 19 cars picking up a little bit there. 28 cars, they're on 41 feet in the air.
Is only four still going?
67 feet.
We just need to hang in there. No, Z, don't get out of there.
28 to 48 cars coming through there. Got stop running.
Okay, hit him in the door.
Running, trying to push the number 4 car out of his way.
Uh-oh, good strategic move here.
19.
Oh, no.
28, 40. Here comes the 67 and 97. Falling out of
Yes.
67 feet.
Oh, no, he's going to have to go.
19 car up there. Getting kind of locked into the corner. We have the 67. 43.
Right down. Wow. Oh, man. He's in trouble. His tire was bad. He's running.
19 car going down the corner there. Here he comes.
Z is hanging in there. Look at him go.
Oh! You're watching One Man Show, and I'm seeing Zoltai special on Demolition Derby.
We are down to 4 cars, I believe. Down to 4 cars.
Here he comes. 40's going to get into the 43.
Yes. Z is pushing him. And he's hooked. Cannot get out. He is hanging in there. This is one of Z's best efforts.
28 cars on the way through. 33 cars and a 19.
He seems to be hung up. He is ever so slowly still moving, yes. It's still moving. Come on, Colin. It's still moving.
28 to 19 cars.
It is still moving, ever so slowly. As the smoke rolls out of his car. Uh-oh, it doesn't look good. Yeah! Yeah! How am I doing?
That was 28 cars still running.
These guys really slow. I don't know. I think he's out of it.
All right, we have got it.
Who is it? I don't know.
Out in the ring. Your Z-Man's done. There's some of the steam. Oh, look at that.
The 911 car was Jason Lane, Gregory Trucking.
You can see that. There's a guy I plastered right there.
We also have the 28 car driven by Chris Hunter of Wellington. I don't know if he can return, but I'm sure he'll try. And we have also the 43 car.
Yeah!